Hey everyone, my name is Ace, and I'm here again with Magically Me, and we are going to talk about movies, TV, theme parks, all that fun stuff. This is episode 4 of the All Cool Entertainment podcast. Hey there, Lee.
Hey there.
And we're just going to jump right into it. Let's start this time with movies. Also, before we start, there may be some profanity and spoilers for things we're going to talk about. So if you're not caught up on the latest in movies and TV shows, you may want to come back. But yeah, let's start with movies. Let me just ask you a question firstly. Are you looking forward more to How to Train Your Dragon live action or Lilo and Stitch?
Lilo and Stitch.
Yeah, me too. Don't get me wrong, How to Train Your Dragon doesn't look bad, but the Lilo and Stitch footage that we've been seeing has been pretty good. They actually released another full scene the other day. We didn't watch it, but I don't want to be super spoiled, but from what we've seen from the trailer and whatnot, I think that one we're more excited about.
Yeah.
Now, there is a How to Train Your Dragon movie coming out. There's also a How to Train Your Dragon Land coming out at the new theme park. We'll get into that a little later. This past week, the Happy Gilmore 2 trailer was released. What did you think, Lee?
I didn't think it was too great.
No, me neither. I feel like it's just going to be another Netflix cash grab type movie, with Ben Stiller. Ben Stiller is in it; he's back, but Adam Sandler.
Yeah, it didn't look very good, if I'm being honest.
Yeah, I'm not very into these clearly cash grabs, and I don't know. I shouldn't say clearly a cash grab. They're obviously, bringing back some of the characters and some of the cast, but the trailer didn't do much for me. It just looked like there were a bunch of celebrity cameos and stuff, like Bad Bunny, who's can be funny, don't get me wrong, but they also had Travis Kelce, I think, was in a scene. So it seems to be bringing in a lot of cameos and stuff, which I don't think...
I feel like it's more quantity than quality. They're getting as many people as they can in for it, but the quality of the acting and the material doesn't seem to be great.
Yeah, so we're not sold on it yet. We're still going to watch it, obviously, but
Yeah, I'll obviously still watch it. I'm a big Adam Sandler fan in general of his movies. Probably more like the 90s versions and early 2000s, but
yeah.
yeah.
Plus, his character, wears a Boston, Bruins jersey. So we got to support it. But of course, we'll watch it when it comes out. We also got a trailer for Ballerina, which is a spinoff of John Wick. John Wick is actually in the movie. I thought the trailer looked good. What did you think?
Yeah, I'm always down for a good action movie.
Yeah, so it definitely does remind me of the Black Widow movie. I hope it's good. Also, Pixar released a trailer for Elliot.
Yeah.
It actually looks
I
cute.
hope it's good. It looks cute.
Yeah, so far, what we've seen were just photos and, a teaser here and there, or maybe just a short video, but the full-on trailer they released, it actually does look pretty cute.
Yeah, I'm excited. I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, I hope it's good. I think it will be. They also announced that Coco 2 is in the works, so I don't know how that's going to go.
I'm nervous. You know how I feel about when they do a sequel
Yeah.
to things that I like.
Yeah, and the big contention online of the thing people are talking about is how are they going to do it again with Coco, because she's so, older, obviously, and she's already passed away. How's that going to work? But they'll figure it out.
Yeah, I'm sure. It'll be some sort of other adventure that Miguel goes on, maybe. Or maybe Miguel's younger sibling, if he has one now.
Yeah, who knows? Disney made another weird announcement during their earnings call, which was that they want to focus on short form content for Figment. And a year or so ago, Figment, they had this little promo video where Figment went to California and they were working on a movie, but now that doesn't seem to be happening. I don't know. But if you want to make Figment work for modern audiences, in all honesty,
Get rid of him.
he needs some sort of revamp.
Sorry, that's my take because I don't like him.
Well, yeah, he needs some sort of design revamp, and I think you have to go back to the roots with the Dreamfinder and stuff. I don't know. They didn't address the actual ride, which definitely needs some TLC and a whole overhaul.
The ride is so bad.
Yeah, I do not like that ride, yeah.
And they need to make him look cuter, and his voice is annoying. So,
and also,
why can't they make him look like the popcorn bucket?
Well, that's the thing.
With the cute one where he's all pudgy and cute.
Well, that's the thing. Definitely needs a redesign of some kind to make it more modern. The design I don't like for Figment. It's not that it's not that it has to be cute. It's just it's very off-putting.
Yeah.
But also maybe that's the point. I don't know. But anyway, I'm very curious to see what they do with Figment, because you could potentially turn him into an interesting character. But as of right now, not a fan.
Baby Figgy. We want baby Figgy.
There you go. Also, on Peacock as of yesterday, which we just watched,
Yeah.
was Wicked. We finally saw Wicked.
Finally, yeah.
Lee seemed to, enjoy the movie, right? Yeah.
You did too, though. Except you didn't like the ending.
I didn't like the last 30 minutes. It felt a little forced. But also, musicals are a little tough for me when you watch them.
Yeah, musicals are hard for me too, unless it's like a Disney movie.
But this definitely felt like a Disney musical. Like, it was great. And I know, the Broadway
Yeah.
show and all that, which they see. And that's the thing. Like, I don't care for a lot of Broadway musicals and things like that, except for like the Phantom of the Opera. But this and the way they incorporated, I don't want to spoil it for anybody who hasn't seen it, but they incorporated stuff from the Broadway show that I have
there's
never
spoilers.
seen. Yeah. I mean, I don't want to get into it, but like they did such a really good job. You could tell there's a lot of love and care put into it. And the music is fantastic. I think the songs are great for the most part. They're all very talented performers. Even the dance numbers and whatnot are pretty good. Some of them are a little, not for me, but
Elphaba, I can't remember how
Yeah.
I'm supposed to say her name.
yeah.
Has got an amazing voice.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. And I think I love the world. I absolutely love the world. I think the world is so cool. If Universal ever builds, there's a rumor that they're going to build a Wicked area for Epic Universe. Ooh. And I think that'd be fantastic. They should. We already have the Wicked experience right now, which took over the Hello Kitty and Betty Boop store at the main park at Universal Orlando. But we need, I think a whole area would be pretty cool.
That would be cool. I would like that.
Like a Wizard of Oz dark ride maybe or something.
Oh, yeah. That would be cool if you could go through like Munchkin Land and
Exactly.
That would be fun.
I'd be so down for that. And I think, it's obviously a big property. We have part 2, I think, comes out this year, right?
I don't know when it comes out, but I'm excited because my boy Jonathan Bailey was in it.
He was great.
And
He was great in the movie.
He's great.
Yeah.
So good.
And I have unfortunately spoiled myself for certain characters in the movie that I won't get into as to their fates, but I'm obviously still going to watch. She doesn't know, and you should not look it up. I thought it was well done, but I gave it a 2 out of 5 at the end of the day because, like I said, it kind of just goes off the rails towards the last 30 minutes, in my opinion. And not just that, there were just some things like with musicals, you're trying to convey like serious emotions and stuff in certain scenes. And I feel like the songs actually pull away from that. Like when they're singing at each other at the end when they're like, oh no, and it's like, like calm down. Like, you know what I mean? Like it takes away from like the seriousness of the situation. Like when they're like, oh, I don't know.
Yeah, I'm not like super into musicals in the sense of very like I don't know what the
But did this remind you of like Charlie Brown? I mean, not Charlie.
Charlie Brown.
Oh my God.
Oh my God. What?
All right. This will remind you of like Willy Wonka and the Chocolate
I knew what you were
Factory.
getting at.
Yeah.
Charlie and the Chocolate
I was getting
Factory.
those vibes. Obviously, the dance numbers are crazier in this, but in a good way.
Jonathan Bailey's.
Yeah, hilarious.
It was so good.
And speaking of dance numbers, let's move on to our next topic. TV. In one of probably the greatest dance numbers of all time on a television show. Performances, absolutely.
So good.
Severance, the season finale of season 2. I mean, Mr. Milchek and the Merriment Band or whatever. All-time great moments of TV, television.
Milchek is my favorite. Like, I know he's supposed to be technically bad.
Yeah.
But, like, I feel like he makes the show.
He really there's so many great characters, and I really did like the finale a lot. I was going back, though, between giving it a 3 or a 4 out of 5. What about you?
I was torn because I wasn't thrilled about the ending in terms of the love triangle that was going on.
Yeah.
I was torn, and I think that's what they want you to feel too, is that torn feeling. But like, you have your wife back, and I know that the innie doesn't understand this.
Yeah.
But he just ruined it for his real self, honestly, right?
Yeah. Well, is it his
original
real self? Yeah.
Well,
his
not
outie.
his innie, his outie.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. I mean, I get it, but like, she's going to go back to being Helena, like eventually. Like, she's not going to forever be severed.
Yeah, they're probably just trying to hold on to it for as long as they can. And, like, I understand that. I get it.
What the heck are they going to do? They run back through the building? Where are you going to go? You going to hide in a closet for the rest of your lives?
I feel like now that they have the Merriment Band on their side, which that's another problem I had with this was how quickly they were able to turn them against Mr. Milchek, Seth. That was another problem I had with the finale.
Oh, Irving, where
And
the
there's
heck
my third
was
problem.
Irving?
The fact that they got rid of Irv to not have him in the finale, I think the finale suffered because of that. Now, most people on the internet will tell you that it was a perfect episode of television, blah, blah, blah. I'm sorry. But, like, I'm being real here. I don't have recency bias. I am always honest with you guys. It was a great episode of television, but it is not the best episode of television I've ever
No,
seen in my
if
life.
I was out of 5, I give points. I don't give like,
Yeah, she does like a half and
solids.
stuff like that. Yeah.
I give like I do halves, but I think for this one I'd give like a 3-8.
Yeah, and I think that's about, like, if I did halves or points or anything like that, I would lean between a 3 and a 4.
Yeah.
But because of certain aspects of it, like that dance number
Oh,
was
that dance
incredible.
number was fantastic.
The Drummond fight scene was incredible. We got a lot of answers in this episode. We got a lot of answers to things that we have been guessing about.
Yeah.
I didn't love the way we got one answer. I thought it was a little too, like, on the nose when...
With the goat?
No, with Cobell when she was explaining the numbers, or that she was just flat out explaining it to him like that. But it's not that I hated it. It was just, But overall, it's a great episode.
Yeah.
And a great finale. I still think season 1 finale, though, hit way harder, especially when you have your whole core cast there. You can't remove people. Yeah, the She's Alive thing was so epic. And you can't not have Irv. Not having Irv.
I love how you call him Irv.
Always. You cannot have him removed from the finale. Also, we didn't get answers to who was behind. I mean, and granted, we're starting to get into like lost territory here where, we didn't get the answers. It's not that it affects my rating of the show, but it is going to be in the back of my mind. Who was the guy that was in the hallway with Mark at the beginning of the season? Like behind when he went into that room?
Him.
It looked like him.
When they say on the elevator, when they're heading towards the elevator,
Yeah.
and that guy's chasing them, and they're in the elevator, and he's like, "You'll kill them all."
Yeah.
So, like, I think they want us to think like the personalities, right?
For Gemma, yeah.
But I think they also want to confuse you by thinking that you're gonna kill the other severed employees.
Right. Or potentially all of the past Egans that might be in Jamie Egan's consciousness. I don't know.
Yes, so
That
it
was
could be
another theory.
One of the 3 of those things. So, like, they kind of left that a little open-ended.
And they know what they're doing because they know we're all going to theorize over this stuff heavily. And I hate them for that, but I love them for that too.
Yep.
But Mark talking to himself, that was also pretty cool.
Yes, that
the
was
way-
cool. The
the-
way he was going back and forth and, like, actually was able to have a conversation with it to Audi. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I also appreciated that we got an answer basically for the goats, and they're basically just sacrifices, which is messed up. But no more. No more.
No, not the little goat.
No, I was going to scream.
Wasn't the goat that he saved name like Elliot?
I forget. I don't even remember.
It was something with the
We got to rewatch.
E something. Pretty sure it was Elliot.
It could have been, yeah. And one big thing about this season, too, that I really, really thought was strange was the reintegration. What the heck was the deal with reintegration? He didn't fully reintegrate.
Yeah, what
They
was the point of it all?
Right, so like...
And then she just like disappears like that? Like...
Yeah, I feel like, having some of his thoughts bleed into, his innie and outie and vice versa. Interesting, sure. Didn't really get full reintegration. Also, Ragabi, no idea where she went. There's just so many things that it's not where it's like these things need to necessarily be answered now, but it almost feels like they fell off for the sake of falling off. I don't know. There could be a payoff. We'll see. Next season, season 3, which was confirmed, obviously. But yeah, what did you think, Lee, overall? I mean, any other thoughts on Severance?
Yeah, I mean, not really. I mean, I think we pretty much covered it.
In case you didn't know, the rest of Yellowstone season 5 is on Peacock finally. It's one of these weird shows where, like, it's on Paramount when you watch it live, and I don't know. It's very confusing the way the streaming rights for it work, but now you can watch it on Peacock. So,
Yeah.
Wicked, Yellowstone, you can watch both. One, neither, who cares? There was also a teaser trailer or a trailer for a show called Duster featuring Sawyer from Lost.
Oh, yeah.
And it takes place in the 70s. Also, Dr. Facilier is in it as well. And, I mean, it looks kind of interesting. I don't know. It's like 70s cops and...
Yeah. I mean, I would
bad
try
guys.
I'd watch an episode and see how I felt about it.
Yeah, I think it's on HBO, right? Or Max.
It's a show or a movie,
It's
right?
a show, yeah.
It is a show. Okay.
We also finished our Dexter rewatch, which, completely.
Yeah.
We finished New Blood. And they also released the first ever official Funko Pops.
Yes.
for Dexter,
So good.
Deb, and there's a variant version for Dexter, which is like a bloody version you can get where he has the knife. We pre-order them. You can pre-order them now on like Amazon and places like that.
The regular Dexter.
The regular Dexter, yeah. I didn't want the bloody one, but some of you might like that.
Do we need the Deb too, or no?
I may have pre-ordered the Deb as well.
Did you?
I did, yeah.
You would.
I did. I was going to get it, surprise you, but yeah.
Oh, thank you.
White Lotus. That was one of the... I mean, I watch in the background. I'm a background watcher, but you're watching this, as well.
Yeah.
That scene with Sam Rockwell.
Woo! What was going on in that? Like, what?
It just went from 0 to 100 really quick.
It really did, though. It went off the rails.
And then when you see Walton Goggins' face, a lot of people are saying, like, Walton Goggins probably was told to just sit there and listen to the story and not actually know what he was going to say.
Do you think that was like the first time he was hearing it too? Like a first
be.
reaction?
It could be. It could be. Because if it is, I mean, he played that so well. Sam Rockwell is always fantastic. Same with Walton Goggins. Sam Rockwell being married to one of the girls on the show, Leslie Bibb.
Yeah,
But-
the one with the short blonde hair that's straight.
Yep. Yeah, that was one heck of a speech he gave. If you haven't seen it, he basically talks about trying to find like inner peace and love, and
The way he goes about it, though, is quite interesting.
yeah, he just kind of lets himself go in a sense. But yeah, there was a lot of just crazy stuff going on in this episode. When they were out partying, it was just basically a lot of weird stuff. And then the brothers kissing.
Oh, that was so weird.
Yeah.
Like, I get people into different things, but incest should not be one of them.
No. And that younger brother's just always been weird, like from the start.
Yeah.
He's been very strange.
Very strange, yeah.
And then we also caught up on 1923.
Yeah.
Recent episode. It was okay, but like the way they portray the villain, he's into some very weird sexual stuff. Very weird.
Messed up.
Yeah, it's very weird. I don't understand the need for it, but hey, I don't know.
No, it's bad. Like, it's just wrong. Like, people shouldn't die from that.
Yeah.
You shouldn't be hurting people.
Yeah. They also took the thing out of the guy's head. That was pretty nasty.
But now he can walk.
There was that bathroom fight that was pretty sad.
Yes, that was horrible.
Yeah. But then she had to jump the train. She's basically doing whatever it takes to get to Spencer at this point.
I know. It's so sad.
Yeah, and she's pregnant too, right?
Was.
Oh, she was. Oh.
The fight in the bathroom, I'm pretty sure.
You think that?
Yeah.
Oof. Awful. But for me, don't get me wrong, I loved Severance, but it might not be the best thing I felt like we watched on TV this week. Believe it or not.
Wait. You think Reacher was better?
Oh, no, I forgot to even put Reacher down here. Reacher was very good, though.
Reacher was very good,
It's
but I wouldn't
continuing
say...
this, or it was good, or I don't know.
Oh, you're talking Daredevil?
I'm talking Daredevil. But yeah, before we get into Daredevil, Reacher was good. We're on the, second to last episode. The opening shot is on a bridge that we have driven over many times growing up in Boston. So that was just wild to see them actually show our home.
Yeah.
So, right?
It was nice.
Yeah.
Made me miss home a little bit more.
Yep.
Too.
Yeah, it's been a while. It was very wild to see that at the very beginning.
It was.
The whole season
like we've gone over that bridge a million times.
Yep. And the whole season takes place, in the East Coast, Boston area. But just to see that was cool for us. We got the finale next week. I've been liking the season a lot more than like seasons 1 and 2. But at the same time, we're getting a little, how do I put this? I feel like 10 episodes would have been better than 8. Because the villain, I feel like we don't get enough time with the villain.
You think so?
He's messed up. But I feel like we don't get enough time with him.
Yeah, they really don't give him a lot of airtime. They make him extremely mysterious.
Yeah.
The most recent encounter, well, not the most recent, but like one of the recent episodes where he has the kid play Russian roulette. Horrible.
Oh, that was last week. Yeah.
Was that last week?
Yeah. That was messed up. But he was saying some stuff to him too that was pretty messed up. But yeah, he's definitely a nasty guy, and hopefully Reacher gets him in the end.
I hope so.
Finale's next week. Hopefully it's good.
I feel like something bad's going to happen to the girl. I think she's
Could
going to
be.
die.
Yeah, because they can never, he can never have a relationship.
He
'cause
can never.
otherwise-
There'll always be a new girl in the next season.
Exactly.
Just like Supernatural.
There you go. But yeah, Daredevil, Born Again. The episode, the first like half of the episode was, it was all right. There were actually, I thought, some really funny moments with Fisk when he's in the school and the kids are singing "We Built This City," and he's like, "No, I gotta go."
He's like, I'm not doing this.
Seeing him try to be like political and instead of being, Mr. Angry and thinks he can do whatever he wants. So he's basically,
Power trip.
Yep. He's basically being like, he's got to be more political. And that's what he's trying to do. He's got two people telling him to do different things. I thought that was hilarious, though, how they were playing that song. And then when he goes to the next meeting or whatever he has, they're playing the same song.
What was kind of scary, though, was like when the kid messed up and he's like, it's okay. I see like how dedicated you are. But if you ever do that again, basically, I'll kill you. If you if you ever mess up again, I would like have quit.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah. Well, it's tough though. It's a scary position, and you're seeing what we're seeing. At least when I
can't quit, right?
Right, and that's the thing. Like, I'm seeing a character who is holding back and is having a hard time holding back. Even
I
when
think he's going to explode at some point.
I think that's where we're headed. I mean, even when he's talking to Daredevil, a few episodes ago in the restaurant or whatever, at the very end of it, he slams his hand on the table, but he does it in a way that's like. But it's loud. Like he lightly touches the table, but it's like you can tell he wanted to slam it because he's just building and building up, and he keeps getting these things in his way. But
yep,
I think we're gonna see him like freak out.
Most likely, I feel like it's coming.
But speaking of freakouts, when Daredevil needs to find the answer to something, he ends up seeking out the Punisher, Jon Bernthal.
I was kind of like in and out of passing out during that, like falling asleep, I think.
Oh no, we gotta rewatch it. It was so good.
know.
No, it was so good. Like it was basically that first time they meet each other, but now like they were basically trying to decide whether it's right to kill someone or not.
Yeah,
And
Daredevil's not someone that typically kills.
And Jon Bernthal is basically making the case that, well, is Foggy still alive? Did Foggy get life?
Yeah.
Because, Bullseye he goes, he got life. Like, he was yelling at him saying he got life. And then Jon Bernthal, Punisher, he's like, did Foggy get life? Basically, really pushing Matt's buttons.
Yeah.
And trying to get him to see that, maybe you got to take him out. I mean, now.
That guy needed to be taken out a while ago. But yeah.
Bullseye?
No, well, yeah, he's scary.
Yeah.
I mean, what's his name?
Kingpin,
yeah.
But it's just very interesting to see how the writers came up with a way for them to basically have a continuation of that conversation that they originally had, but in this new context with Foggy. But you'll have to rewatch it.
Yeah.
It was very good. Like, it was very good. And hearing him talk about how he thinks about his kids and whatnot, because, they were killed. Just very sad. And yeah, I mean, it's so nice to have him back as Punisher too, because he's, one of the best parts, I think, of the original show. And I liked his show too. I think you did too, right? The Punisher show?
Yeah, I like that show. Yeah.
And then he's getting his own special, apparently.
What do you mean? What does that mean? Like
It's
a special show?
So
or?
basically it's like a movie. It's in between a movie and a TV show. So how
they're
they
going to be maybe
45 minutes. Well, it'll be 45 minutes to an hour probably, or an hour and a half or something. Like, you remember that Werewolf by Night? That was technically a special.
Yeah.
So Punisher's apparently going to get his own special. We don't know really much more than that, but I'm pretty sure he's going to show up, not just in this one scene we just saw. I think they're going to show him again later on. We also got to see the new villain at the very end, who was draining blood from someone that was creepy.
That was horrifying.
Yeah.
Like, I can't deal with anything that has to do with blood. I feel like, I watched Dexter. I understand. I understand. But there's something different about...
Like draining it like that?
Yeah. Anything to do with, needles and, flowing of blood from, a tube like that.
Yep.
Freaks me out.
And also, Fisk also did say "When I Was a Boy" again this episode. By the way, for those of you that follow that meme, he did say it yet again in this episode. But yeah, overall, this was actually maybe Severance overall was my favorite episode. But I think the scene that got me the most was the Punisher Daredevil scene because of.
I wish I had stayed awake for that one.
Yeah, we'll have to rewatch it because
I think I was half awake, and when you ask me oh. Are you asleep? And I'm like, no, I'm watching.
But your eyes are closed when you say it.
I think it's my asleep version answering.
No.
A sleep version of me.
Oh my gosh.
I'm sorry about that.
It's okay. But yeah, that's it for movies and TV. As far as theme parks, though, well, okay. We got some new official photos of Epic Universe provided by Universal Studios or Universal Orlando Resort that look, good photos. They managed to take a photo of Dark Universe with clouds over it. And obviously there's got to be, some photo touching up and whatnot. But the fact that somebody waited out there to take that photo, very well done, Universal. I think that was cool to make it look like dark and evil.
Yeah.
Somebody had to wait out there to take that photo or, whatever. But that was cool because they're trying to.
Shot.
Yeah, they got the money shot. So a lot of team members, they've got their invitations to bring family and friends, really family. But there is a problem as of the past day or so that has come up. So influencers are in a lot of heat. Now, this is a very...
Are they actually getting in trouble? The ones that posted?
Well, the team members are getting in trouble, apparently. People are getting fired, at least what I've heard through the grapevine. Yeah, I don't know if it's true, but here's the thing. So if you are a team member or you work anywhere, and I'm saying this as an influencer, I mean, we have 50,000 followers on TikTok. I would consider us influencers, even though no one...
You are, definitely.
Well, even though no one really... talks about us on Reddit and things like that. Here's the thing. If you, and I'm putting myself in this category of influencer, I would never, ever, ever, ever ask somebody to invite me, first of all, anywhere. And what's happening is these team members are inviting influencers or their family members just happen to be influencers, right? I mean, what are you supposed to do in that scenario, right? They're your family.
True.
You're supposed to trust them, right? But these influencers, some of them are recording videos. Some of them posted. I just saw a leaked video of Isle of Burke on TikTok, and I have seen and heard people are basically writing or creating full-on reviews of the park and rating the rides, which I don't know what the NDAs look like. I don't know what any of that looks like because I've never been invited to, either from Universal or from a team member. So I don't know what those look like.
Them, no?
I don't know. That's the thing. But what people are saying is that, they shouldn't be doing full-on reviews because they're spoiling the park and ruining the park. But I don't know. How do you feel about that, Lee?
I mean, I would like to be surprised when I go, but at the same time, eventually people are going to be spoiling it anyways.
Yeah, so this has been a really hot topic for me to kind of talk about because I started off in gaming. And I used to get skins and stuff and show them off for Apex Legends, right? To the point where one of the people who actually works on the designs used one of my videos on their personal YouTube channel to showcase.
Yeah.
And didn't credit me.
Which was really crappy.
Which is really rude. I mean, I know they basically created it, but at the same time, they literally have my watermark on the bottom right corner, and you can see it. It's very visible. But they didn't credit me.
Did they ever say anything?
Didn't credit me until I commented, and I said, oh, wow, that's my video, just like as a way for me to be nice, but also, dude, like, come on. You could have at least credited me. Because, I'm out here buying the skins and showcasing them with the different poses and everything anyway. Blah, 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 blah. My point is, then people started data mining and leaking the stuff. And so I stopped because how are you supposed to compete with that?
Yeah.
Now, I'm not going to sit here and buy skins after the fact, after people are data mining them. I understand people wanting to see the skins ahead of time, before they spend that money on a skin. Sure, I get it. I'm not necessarily against data mining, but I'm not going to continue posting my videos if that's happening, right? There's no point. Community is getting what they want, so cool, done. But when it comes to theme parks, now you have influencers that are posting things, talking about things maybe that they shouldn't. On the flip side, a lot of people like to get that information early so they can prep and see it firsthand. And to be fair, a lot of you that complain about this stuff will follow people that do flyovers and have been doing flyovers of this park for years. Yet, you'll complain about this. So I'm a little on the fence as to how I feel. I'll be honest. I personally wish that we would get none of this. I wish the information would come directly from Universal.
Yeah.
And then we can disseminate it how we want to disseminate it. And I think that's the best way to do it. I don't like leaks. I don't like any of that stuff. I think it ruins the creative vision and how they want to, get the park information out there. But at the same time, if they don't do it ahead of time early enough, then you risk people, coming to people like us asking, oh, how do you do this? How do you do that? And then that's, I guess, where we come in, influencers, to try to help, but also influence, right?
Yeah.
But there's some people that just want to be first and they want to post, the very first thing. We've got to get the first thing out there, first video. And on one hand, having just that mentality is not great, but also it's competitive out there and being first. I've seen it with my own videos with like
yeah.
Apex Legends. There was like a time when a new character came out and I was one of the few people that got in before the service crashed and recorded a video. And because I posted my video, I got like hundreds of thousands of views. It's great to have all those views, but at the same time, it shouldn't be that way. You know what I mean?
Right.
You know, you can't control how people feel though.
Yeah, that's true.
And that's the thing, like, as far as leaks and stuff go, maybe don't let team members invite influencers, which is actually the policy that they put in place now.
Oh, they're coming out with that now?
So I guess they sent out an email saying you cannot invite influencers.
Oh, snap.
Yep.
You know how many influencers are going to be real? Oh, they're going to be going off.
But then I have another thing to add here, which is that
But what if you are a team member, but you're also an influencer?
that's what I was just gonna say.
We're gonna go to
That's
that one.
so. This is where things get. Another layer here you have to consider is that a lot of people that work at the parks are influencers. Some are even bigger than us.
Time to get a job at Universal.
Well, that's the thing, and some might say they have a bit of an advantage working
Yeah.
there, which I'm not saying it's illegal or anything like that, or it should be. But it could be. I don't know. I've never looked into it. My point is, when it comes to that stuff and having all of these variables, I think over time we're going to see the influencer market change for theme parks because if the people working there are able to do certain things and get away with it, right?
Right.
When they post, and I'm not saying the majority. I mean, the majority of people follow the rules. But I see people that, say they work at the parks and then they post like on-ride film videos and things like that.
Yeah.
And it's like, but when I ask Universal as a business and I email them saying, hey, what's your policy on this? And they say, well, you can't record and post. It's confusing. It's confusing.
It's kind of crappy, honestly.
Yeah,
that you went out of your way to do it the right way. And then there's people that actually don't even ask permission, post it, make money off of it,
Yep.
and then don't get their videos taken down.
Right. So I think that for Universal Orlando Resort, it's a very weird time with the park opening. There's a lot of excitement, but my main point here, besides all of me, complaining and whining or whatever, is just I want to not be spoiled, which I know I was already spoiled for the entrance of Isle of Berk. It came up on my feed, and I did look away, but it was too late. But like, it's inevitable, unfortunately, and I wish that there were measures to stop people from doing that.
Yeah.
But as far as like team members, just don't invite people that you don't trust. That's my suggestion to you. If you don't fully trust someone, even if they're your family, maybe don't invite them because they might record a video. Those Meta glasses, which we have, very sneaky. There's also things you can get like on Amazon, little cameras around your neck. There's a lot of sneaky stuff. So be careful. Because you don't want to get in trouble because you work so hard on this stuff and then somebody ruins it for you like that and gets you fired. That's messed up.
That's pretty bad.
And they're making
People that
they're
invited
making
those
no
people
money.
are getting fired?
That's what I'm hearing, yeah. And they don't make a lot of money there, you know what I mean? And they have to put up with
don't they
people all day
make,
that yell at them and
like $13 an hour.
well, I mean, I don't know if it's that low, but like they don't make that much money. And they, have basically deal with families and people that just, get in their faces all day, you know what I mean? So like, I don't know, I wouldn't risk it. And no offense to my family, who I love very much, but like, there's some of you I wouldn't invite.
Yeah, I know.
I'm just kidding, but I'm not. With all that being said, I really want to know how you all feel. So how do you feel about the, leaks? How do you feel about leaks? Do you think they're necessary, or do you think there should be more security so that way these things aren't leaked and so that the companies can get their information out directly? Because I think, honestly, I'm very much someone that believes that the company should get it out, and then, we should disseminate that information to, either ourselves, or if you don't understand it, that's where we come in,
Exactly.
and try to break it down in a quicker, easier, simpler way,
I can see that.
I didn't give a theme park question. I guess that's the question for everyone else. For you, Lee, theme park question. Do you think Disney is going to be in trouble when Epic opens?
Absolutely.
You do? Okay. Now,
They
why?
have raised their prices.
Yeah.
They offer less than they used to.
True.
And they continuously take more and more things away. They throw like little pennies at your feet, like, oh, here's a new chocolate bar at, da 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 da. Or here's a new flavor of churro that we had just 2 years ago and we're going to pretend like it's brand new again. Or
So oddly specific, yeah.
do you know what I'm saying? They're not
The nickel and dime.
adding any value to the amount that I'm putting into keeping my pass, the amount I'm paying for my pass. A lot of the free perks that they used to have, they've taken away. Like when we would go to special events, they would hand out literally like you'd get a whole bottle of like free soda, like,
Yes.
and you could keep going back for more snacks, like popcorn. They would give you for free and ice cream bars during, was it the Halloween event?
Yeah, and they still do, some of those
candy.
nighttime events and stuff like that. But yeah, I get your point. Like
But very rarely do they offer any extras like that. And even that is like not a ton.
Right.
And then they used to give you free fast passes, which is like ages ago now.
I know.
But like it's just like a continuous like slap in the face. It's like, and I'm like, why do I continue putting my money into it? Because I do still love Disney and I love going to the parks.
Yeah.
But so you change the theming of one ride.
Yeah, so they had actually, to your point there, at the earnings call yesterday or the day before, whenever it was, Bob Iger was like, we have new attractions coming to our parks across the world. And then he goes, at Magic Kingdom, we've got Villains Land, which, okay, cool.
Yeah.
And he said, but we're getting a new attraction with the cars. But you're also getting rid of the boat and Tom Sawyer Island, which, I don't care for Tom Sawyer Island, but you're getting rid of basically 2 areas or 2 attractions to accommodate that one. So you are not just adding things, you're also removing things. And then he also said...
Which
ahead.
Universal's not doing. They're adding a whole new area.
They're adding a whole new park. Yeah. So a lot of people say, maybe Disney needs a 5th gate. I don't know. What I do know, though, is that if you say you're adding things, you got to, you can't just say you're adding things when you're subtracting things too. So there
Or like when they're turning the Hollywood Studios area into the Muppets area into Monsters University, and then they are
right, Monsters Inc. Yeah.
Monsters Inc. I'm sorry, and then the Aerosmith ride they're just retheming
Just
to
retheming
Muppets.
the Muppets. That's another one. Yep. Well, the other thing is, they're putting in a lounge at, Epcot for adults, which, Geo 82, whatever it's
I
called.
really hope it's better than the annual pass holder lounge they had, where they offered like a peanut mix nuts
Yeah.
bag with a Chex Mix bag and some free green tea.
And yeah, this is coming from
Like-
people that are, pass holders here that have been going here for years and years and
spending
years.
thousands of dollars every year.
Right. So with Universal side, though, they're putting in a brand new theme park. There's something to be said there. Not for this episode, though. We will most likely get into that in the future, but I think that's it for this episode. If you guys want to support us, please make sure you follow here and everywhere. When I posted this on YouTube anyway, we lost 10 followers actually. So thank you so much to you 10 people that left because you don't like the podcast. That's fine. Or they could have been bots. I don't know. But
Who knows?
but if you listen to us, make sure you listen on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, whatever, and YouTube. It would help us out a lot. Make sure you like and share and all that stuff. We, on the topic of theme parks, though, we definitely need to. We have some videos we haven't posted yet that are like basically a month old at this point. We have other stuff coming up. I just have to post them, and
Yeah.
I have to edit them. But
Yeah.
hopefully soon. I say that every week.
Yeah. That's okay. We got some food reviews we need to put out too.
Food reviews, all that stuff. And also, our car just died today, so that's going to be fun.
Well,
Got to work on that.
Yeah, like I don't know what's going on with it. It won't
Yeah.
start.
Won't
so-
start, so hopefully it's not the starter and it's just a fuse or
Well,
something.
hopefully it's nothing worse.
Yeah.
Hopefully it's something simple that we can fix, and hopefully somebody didn't steal something from our car.
Yeah, so if you're waiting on live streams, might be doing some from home. I don't know, but we got to work on that. Other than that, though, thanks for listening and let us know your thoughts in the comments. But otherwise, I'm Ace. This is Magically Me.
Heyo. Thanks for listening.
Thanks for listening, and we will see you next time.
Bye.
Bye.